welcome to today's episode of Frightfully Forgotten. We're going to talk about another 80s movie. We're kind of on an 80s binge now, which is good. That's our favorite decade for horror. We're going to talk about 1986's April Fool's Day. It's directed by Fred Walton and written by Danilo Bach, who also, he didn't write the screenplay, but came up with the story for a big, huge 80s movie, Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
Does star a few people who've been in some other things. We got Thomas F. Wilson as Arch, who was in the whole Back to the Future trilogy. He plays Biff.
Yeah. Came all this way and all you got for me is light beer?
Deborah Foreman's in it. She was in Valley Girl and another horror movie called Waxwork.
Yeah.
She plays the main female lead, Muffy, which is, I think, one of the stupidest damn names I've heard in my life.
Yeah.
Muffy. What kind of name is Muffy?
It's a little kiddish.
Yeah. And then also Amy Steele, who's, if you're a big horror movie fan, she's the main heroine in Friday the 13th Part 2.
That's right, yeah.
And also Clayton Rohner, who is kind of the comedic relief for the movie.
Yeah,
he plays the character Chaz.
Yeah.
Super 80s party guy with the big hair, and he's dressed all funky.
He's wearing these funky pajama pants throughout the movie.
He was in another 80s movie, just one of the guys.
So the movie starts out, a group of 8 friends, and they get invited by Muffy to come to her parents' mansion. I guess it's pretty secluded. It's on an island.
Yeah.
They have to take a ferry. Almost from the get-go, they're playing pranks with each other. It kind of gets a little serious.
Poor ferryman guy gets his face torn off, basically. What an idiot. He's in the water, and he's trying to hook the rope onto the dock to tie off the boat. Well, he's in the water, and the boat's getting closer and closer, and then...
Did you see all the wood?
All the wood crushes.
Yeah, so you can imagine what that's doing to his face.
It does do a number on his face.
Kind of sets the tone for the rest of what's going to be happening on this weekend. They each have their own room, too, that Muffy kind of set up for them. Again, it plays into the April Fool's thing, because in each room, there's things that are set up for, specifically for each member.
Yeah.
There is a funny scene with Arch. The chair's legs give out on him.
Legs,
he just flies back. And so he's all kind of pissed off already because his chair, he goes to leave the room and he pulls the knob and the knob just comes right off and there's no way for him to get out of the room.
Yeah. They have a fun little evening all together. They have dinner, they play pranks on each other a little bit.
Yeah.
But in the morning, there's a bit of a twist where now the main character, Muffy, is a little bit different. She's not quite the same bubbly personality she was earlier in the movie.
Yeah, not a little bit different, I'd say 100% different.
And then they find the first body.
Yeah. You don't see kills in this movie. But what you do see, which makes this movie really neat and special, is the aftermath.
Yep.
And that's the creepy part. They really did a fantastic job on that.
And basically now it turns into like a murder mystery. Who is the person killing off all the kids in the mansion?
Yeah.
And they do find clues throughout the house.
And on top of that, because these murders are going on, they want to get off the island. But they have to go back into the house and sift through all this stuff, all these mysteries and everything that's been set up for them.
Again, this movie was shot today. Everyone would have cell phones and shit. It wouldn't work.
Yeah,
but this movie works in the context of 1986. So what do you like about this movie?
The fact that you don't see anybody actually getting killed.
I really like the music. I think the music is super creepy.
Yeah.
And I really like the special effects. I think the effects in this are very good. The severed head for Arch, when it pops up in the bottom of the well, it looks great. It doesn't look cheesy or shitty. It looks legitimately like a dead, severed head. One of the things they've done wrong, it takes you out of the movie. It takes you out of believing the movie. But no, this really helps you believe this movie. Yeah,
the music, like you mentioned, it complements every scene. And there's a few scenes in this movie that might be dull if it weren't for the music. And I think it just goes to show how important music can really be, especially in a horror movie, I think, because it sets the tone.
Yeah.
You know, it sets the tone for everything. They all look like friends, too, right, on screen. Pretty cohesive. and that was done on purpose.
The director, I guess, brought them all out a week earlier. This was shot in BC, here in Canada. Brought them out like a week earlier so they can all bond and become friends. Some of the scenes were ad-libbed because they had formed such a good bond. There's a scene where the girls reading out of a Cosmo magazine, which was an ad-lib scene. The director saw him do this in real life, and he said, let's put this in the movie. He just turned on the camera and said, do it again.
Right, yeah. That's movie magic.
There's another scene with Arch there with Thomas F. Wilson where Chaz is filming. I'm sure that's ad-lib because you can tell that, and it's so good. It's such a good little scene. It gets you into the characters and just, being a kid, being a teen and goofing off, and it really gets you into the movie.
Hello, this is Mary O'Toole, O'Reilly O'Share.
And you can tell he's making it up as he's going.
Yeah. The original ending to this movie was actually supposed to be different.
Yes.
And
it was shot but never used.
Yeah, and the original ending is actually in the novel. Which this was turned into a novel.
Yeah.
And so that's where you'll be able to find the original ending if you want.
And this became a cult classic through basically cable TV.
That's right.
It was often shown, like a midnight movie type thing on cable TV, and that's where it kind of gained a cult following.
That's where I saw this movie.
Yeah.
I had never rented it or anything, and I actually have it taped off TV.
Still?
Yeah, I still have it. Some of the swears are cut out. From what I remember, I haven't watched the VHS version for forever. This movie's pretty clean.
There's that one sex scene with Chaz, and
again,
they're all pretzeled
they're all twisted
up.
I don't know how real that is exactly.
It's all about atmosphere and feel and tension, and it's not about gore and guts and blood. So if you're a fan of murder mysteries...
Yeah, it's got the dark mansion in the woods.
If you're a fan of dark mansion movies... It's, I'd even liken it to like maybe the first Friday the 13th, if you're into that style of movie. I'd say definitely check out April Fool's Day.
It's a fun movie.
Fun movie. It's not too intense.
No.
But it does its job.
Yeah, it does the job, and the music definitely helps. And the pranks that they play on each other and their cohesiveness is fun to watch.
And there's a twist at the ending, too.
There's 3 twists, actually, if you want to delve into it that deep. We're not going to tell you what they are. If you watch it once, you might not be able to catch all of them. You might have to watch it a couple times to catch all of them. But, I would say that there's 3 good twists in it.
So do it. Check out April Fool's Day.
That's right. You won't be disappointed.